Hey, this is Mico, and today I have two cars to compare. We have the Toyota Highlander and we have the Nissan Pathfinder. The reason I want to compare these two cars is because they're almost identical in their purpose, their specs. They're really close in the power output, the size, and what people look for when they get these cars. Basically, 3-row SUV, 6 or 7 seater. That's a comfortable, trip, good family car. So we're gonna do this easy. We're just gonna walk through both cars, front, second row, third row, check out the trunk, one car then the next one, then we're gonna drive one of them, then we'll drive the other one. We're gonna do it nice and fast, all right? Let's get in. Okay, so this is the front seat in the Toyota. This happens to be the lower trim, so I'm not going to talk about how trims and actual features compare. It's not as important as how comfortable you are when this is your car, for driving, just for the feel of the car. So we can adjust the steering. It goes in and out. This is as far as it goes. Seat is pretty comfortable, good sitting position. Blind spot, there's a blind spot right here, but these all, I'm guessing, yeah, this car has the blind spot monitor as most of the current cars, so not a big deal. Definitely workable. Can see in the back okay. I guess the moonroof is not standard. Again, not a big deal. All right, let's look at the second row. Okay, so here it gets tricky with both cars, and I'll show it to you on the other one as well. Here's why it's tricky. So the seat is split in two pieces, and you can move them separately. So right now, we set this one so there's enough room in the third row. But what happens is when you open the seat to get in the back, you lose that position. So somebody will have to adjust it again. But just wanted to show you, this will be comfortable for me to sit in the back. And this one is all the way back. So you can see the difference in the legroom. That's pretty much all I wanted to show here. Now, getting into the back in the third row. So here, it's pretty easy. You put your hand, release this thing, it slides forward, and I'm stepping into the back. Okay, so I'm in the third row. So this is the tough, you have to know how to lock it so you have enough room left. So I think I figured it out, and right now I have decent room in the back. So I'm in the third row. I have my seat belt. I have a couple of cup holders here. So, for seven people in the car in the third row, I will be fine driving. Doesn't matter how long, it's comfortable. There's enough room for 2 people. Getting out, fairly easy. Slide this one back. And let's look at the trunk. Okay, so that's the room you have left when the seats are up. Pretty good configuration, so if you want to fold the seats down, release it. Goes down, it lowers the headrest. A little clunky, but works fine. And then when I want to raise it back up, there's a strap for easy access. It's stopped in the 90 degrees position, and then I can adjust it like this or can adjust it from the back. So that's the Toyota Highlander. Let's close this one and let's look at the Nissan. All right, so this happens to be the higher trim car. I'm not going to hold it against the other car, but overall this car, you can see it's a little bit more modern. The shifter, the sitting position, this adjusts pretty much the same. I'm going to close this door and check out the blind spot. There is a blind spot, but the rear window feels like it's larger, so I can see better in the back. Again, not a big deal. Both cars have blind spot monitor, but as you can see, it's a really nice and comfortable position. All right, let's look at the second row. All right, this one happens to be the captain's chair configuration. So this one has only 2 seats in the back, but you can get it with the 3 seats in the back. So again, this is all the way back. This is as much legroom as I can get. And I'm gonna leave it like this will be enough room for somebody to sit in the back. So again, same idea. Since these cars are pretty much identical in size, it's the level of comfort is identical. Now this is a little tricky. There's no handle right here, but there's a button in the back. But once you find the button, it slides much easier. All right, so I'm getting in the back. I can use this again. Well, that's not for that, but that's it. So right now the seat is locked, and I have nice leg room, so I'm pretty comfortable in the back. Pretty much the same thing. I have the seat belt, I have the cup holders, I have the speakers here, so that's nice. And let's look at the trunk. Alright, so it feels like you have a little bit more room. Seats fold pretty much the same way. You release this thing. You have to release the headrest separately. Folds down. You want to raise it, pull this up. Seat is up. That's pretty much the same. So one thing before we drive, I want to open this one more time so you can see visually how whatever's left of the trunk compares. So yeah, there's definitely less room left here. I don't know how it works out, but there's less trunk space left. So if it's important to you, that's what you got. All right. And we're gonna do the driving. So we'll get into Toyota first, do a quick circle, and then we'll do okay. Camera, parking sensors, I'm guessing, are there. The Nissan will have standard surround view, but again, that's a feature. It might be available in this one for you to check. Okay, we'll left that one open. It's okay. Okay, so right away, this one feels more solid. Like it doesn't wobble as much. It's a little firmer. I really like the steering on this one. So in terms of handling, no complaints on this car so far. Shifter is like an old school shifter compared to electronic shifter in Nissan. You have the driving modes. There are 3 modes: Eco, Normal, and Sport. Right now we in Normal, and we're gonna try the Sport a little bit just to see what happens. So right now we're in Normal. Brakes are a little squishy. Good acceleration. You can hear the engine. All right, let's throw it in the corner. Takes the corner well. Struggles a little bit, but gets up to 65. All right, let's slow down. Put it in. There we go. Now it's in sport mode. Okay, response better. There's definitely a good difference in sport. Steering kind of muffled on the higher speed, so it's, I don't know, might be just gotta get used to it. So not really bad. I'm just not used to a car like that. Right. Okay, so we're still in sport mode. I like the steering at the slow speed. At the higher speed, the jury is out. I'm gonna have to drive it more to be able to actually get a solid opinion. Other than that, it's really quiet. Visibility, it's okay. Mirror is okay. Sitting position, not bad. I would want this a little bit higher, but it's not a big deal. All right, so we're still in sport. Let's get around this guy. Yeah, so this feels pretty good. I'm probably killing the gas mileage, but it drives. Go back to normal. And once we get close to that car, I'm gonna hit the brakes. Let's do it right here. Good brakes, very good grabby brakes, no complaints. Okay, we are 4K. And let's go into Nissan 4K Drive. Okay, so right away going from one to the next, this one is, the engine is really quiet. It's in, you know, we're not driving yet, but it's very quiet. So this is what I was talking about. Let's turn off the music. That's the surround view. And this comes more as standard on the Pathfinder. The shifter, you can see that's the new shifter. It has different modes for the drive modes. There's a snow mode, sport mode, off-road mode. And you start always in quieter. I'm going to suffer the heat a little bit, but I want you to hear the engine. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, so if you're worried about the sound, it's just a dealer plate. I'm going to take it away so it doesn't rattle. Okay. Let's give it a push. Comfortable acceleration, no complaints at all. Let's slow down, and I'm gonna shift it to, where do I want to shift it? There it goes, sport, there we go. Okay, so you can see in here how it feels. Let's hit the brakes. Very good brakes, very smooth. So no complaints on the Toyota, but these one here, I didn't like, just a little bit smoother. Steering, you know, this steering is just like, you don't need to even think about it. It's pretty intuitive. So while there were no complaints about Toyota steering, this one is just as solid. Whichever is better, it might be just a personal opinion, so it doesn't even matter at this point. Okay, so we're still in sport mode. And again, I just want to mess with the steering a little bit. It's not a sporty steering, and maybe this car might be a little bit softer than the Toyota, like on the handling, the way it feels, the body roll. So a little bit more of a cruiser, but it's not too soft, driving one after the next. All right, so I'm guessing we got stuck behind the red light, and this should be enough for this drive, and that's it. Thanks for watching.